Hello, everyone. This is Pedro Baez from Go for Glory Stable. Today is July 20th, 2025. This is the 3-year-old and older video. Please like or subscribe if you enjoy these videos, as this will help the cause to keep Go for Glory growing and hopefully growing harness racing, the best way we can. So, anyway, let's get started. We have a lot of horses to go through. Um, and we are going to kick it off right now with Artist Best. Artist Best is actually an exciting horse. We were going to do this video with Charlie, but he's actually right now getting ready to drive drill in Tioga. Um, so that's where he's at. So he can't do the video, but maybe next week we'll do a video. And Charlie can critique his own drive, and you can hear from right from the horse's mouth or from the driver's mouth. So anyway, Charlie, don't kill me because I'm going to critique your drive here, uh, and let's get it going. Although he did well, so let's get it started. So here's Artist Best. He raced last night on Friday. Here's Charlie. He's the 4 horse, and we ended up coming in second this race. And but it was more how Charlie did it. It was very impressive. So I give him credit. That's why we're using the drive. So you'll see. So here we go. He's the 4 horse. Um, just pushes him off the gate, kind of let him roll out there. Uh, he's just going to find a spot right here in about a 4 hole or something like that. And then, all his horses dropping in front of him. That's typical Meadowlands, typical amateur, uh, how the amateur races go. This is actually almost like a professional race, the way it's kind of lining up. There's really nothing crazy right now, except for that 10 horse trying to get to the front. But usually this is okay right now. So there's Charlie sitting in the 5 hole. At this point, I was scared. So this 5 got the jump. I don't want to say jump, but this 5 pulled first over or second over, almost first over. He's so far back, very early. And then I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses in front of Charlie, and he's sitting there behind that 2. And then I'm like, okay, this is why I'm not a driver. So from my perspective, I'm like, oh man, what's going to happen here? And as you can see, Yogi gets out right there with the 9 horse. Charlie's still sitting there. He's sitting there behind the 2. That 2 eventually is actually going to win this race. So Charlie's sitting behind the 2, 4 deep around the final turn, and now it's actually like 3 deep because that 2, I don't even know how he found room. Like I thought there was going to be an inquiry or something, but I guess someone went outside, so the 2 had room. And then there's Charlie sitting there on the rail, trying to find space. This is like super crowded in here. You have a million horses all around you, and this is where I give him credit. He's able to kind of see all around him and find an opening, and then here we go. Artist Best he's a nice horse. So once he kind of finds opening, he just needs to be asked a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Game second. So excellent drive by Charlie. That horse that won is a good horse, so nothing wrong losing to that horse. And keep it up, keep up the good work, and we'll be in the box again tomorrow for Friday or Saturday. We'll see which day they field his race. And as always, there's still more shares available of Artist Best if you are interested. It's not expensive; it's only $134 a share, and it's fun. It's different. Like I say before, some people they're like, "Oh, amateur races. Oh, I don't want to do amateurs." As you're seeing, though, when you have a guy like Charlie, who was the amateur driver of the year a couple years ago, it's different when he drives. It's more like, I don't want to say he's a pro drive, because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on Charlie, but it's you'll see it's a much more patient drive that you don't normally get from the amateurs. So it's a real asset to us. But anyway, that's Artist Best. And yeah, good luck to everyone. He's a good horse, and we'll see what happens next week. Bluebird time. I'm not really going to go crazy on this one. This is more of the moral. I'm not even going to do the replay, and the only reason why is because it wasn't really the drive. I thought it was the drive where he went first over. I thought it was the drive because not first over. We went 3 wide to get around a couple of horses. Maybe it was a drive, but talking to Rob this morning, it looks like there was an equipment change. So after the first race that David Miller drove for us, where he got third, he came back to the paddock and asked for an. He recommended an equipment change. He recommended that the horse go from a closed bridle where they where he's only can see in front of him to an open bridle where he can see like everywhere around him. And horses they can actually kind of see like behind them too. Like I don't know how they can see, but they can kind of see behind them, maybe peripheral vision. So so David Miller, after the race, asked if he can go to an open bridle because he said that he wanted Bluebird time to see the whip. Maybe if he sees the whip, he'll kind of like accelerate quicker. And I get it. He's a Hall of Famer, so you got to. It was worth taking a shot. So that's what Rob did. He took off the closed bridle, put an open bridle for yesterday, and as you saw, the horse wasn't the same. And that's I don't know what it was. Maybe he was like kind of looking around. Maybe he was like not used to seeing so much. Maybe he kind of needs that tunnel vision to really be focused on just going forward. Who knows what it is? But he wasn't the same horse. So we're gonna put that closed bridle back, and we'll see. His draw is gonna be Tuesday, so we're just gonna hope for another. That was actually a good post. That's why I hate when we kind of lose like a good post like that, a three post. So we're just gonna see. We gotta hope for another good post next week and get another race in before the end of July. But he's healthy, he's sound, he was eating all his food this morning, playing around the paddock. So he's doing great. So just an equipment change we need to make, and he's fine. We'll keep rolling. All right, Charming Princess. Nothing to note on Charming Princess. She is in the box. She's in the box for Tuesday this week, and she's like I believe 3-1 on the morning line. So she fits well in there. We'll see how it goes. She's back at Scioto Downs for any of our Ohio people who want to go to Scioto Downs and watch your horse race. She's there. Shares are available still. Nice 3-year-old trotting filly. Green shoe, and the green shoes have actually been doing really well this year. And yeah, she's she's with Stacy Van Huysen, and Brett Miller is the husband, and he will be doing the driving, Super Brett as they call him. And yeah, she's rolling well. So she's we'll see how she goes. She had a week off, not by design, she just didn't get in. So we'll see how it goes this week. Charm Princess. Okay, let's go to Conrad. Conrad Poggio. I sent an email out to the Conrad owners. He's doing fine. Uh, Rob is skipping this week. He just said he's going to do some work on him. He didn't get really into specifics on the work that he's doing, but we could tell from last race that I'm not sure if it was the drive or if it was the horse or what. I think maybe it could have been a combination, but he just wasn't kind of firing. Or he actually didn't have any room. So it was more to me. Doesn't matter how good the horse was. There was no room for him to go. He couldn't climb over horses. So, but he's been a good horse all year. He's been a good horse all last year. He has the he has the resume. He's rock solid. He usually doesn't break, and he really fits nicely up Tioga. So skipping this week. He skipped this week, and hopefully he's in the box Tuesday for Tioga for Saturday next weekend. So that's Conrad DePoggio. Drill, the drill story is not complete because he is racing in about an hour and a half today. But I want to get this video out early to everyone. And then, so we'll talk about how his race goes on the next video or when Bob Fidanza does the Gazette. And but he's been doing fine. I mean, he had that race last week where it just got really tough, and he's kind of a horse that likes to be pushed off the gate and kind of be in it to kind of be like active. So when he's kind of like all the way in the back like that, he kind of, as you saw, he almost was like disinterested. So we'll see how it goes. We got the 6-hole today and Tioga with Charlie. Like I said, with Charlie and the amateurs, there's such a big drop off. There's such a big drop off. Like at Meadowlands, you probably have 3 to 5 top amateur drivers, and then it's like a major drop off to everybody else where they're just kind of like there's not like a lot of strategy and things like that. They're just kind of just going forward. And on Tioga Downs is even less. Tioga Downs is like 2, 3 top drivers, and everybody else are like true amateurs, like truly just weekend warrior amateur type drivers. So it's Charlie going over there, that's a really good spot. We think that's a really good spot for Drill and Charlie, and so we'll see how it goes. So that's Drill and Tioga. So that's him. Let's go move on to the next source. He's doing fine, healthy and sound, and doing well. Let's do the next source, Nola. The only reason she came in second in the Open, and we're just going to go through her race just so it was pretty impressive. So that's pretty much the reason why. Um, and uh, we everyone. It was good to see everyone who jumped in on the shares during the week. We had like 5 shares that were sitting there for like a million years. So we were finally able to. People were able to get in, and thankfully they did because they were instantly rewarded with a solid second place in the Tioga Downs Open Trot. Now here we get off the gate. Tyler Miller killed us here. Although although that three was he was a monster. Um, if we were able to be like behind the three or like on the front right now, it was really the seven that kind of hurt us. If we were able to be like behind the three or in front of the three right now, it would have been a different story. But look, you can't control how the trip goes every time. So here's Mike Merton. He's sitting in the three hole, and everyone knows Mike Merton is one of the top drivers at Hell Downs every year. Excellent driver, and we get him every time. So it's a nice perk for using Rob Harmon. There's Nola. She had the gate speed. She had the spot. She always trots. She's really short gated, no hobbles or anything like that. And 56 and 4, she probably did like a 57 and change. So here she is. Now Mike Merton's asking her to go to about second gear or so. And mind you, these are all boys. These are all boys that she's going against, or men, however the age works out. But the point is, it's a female against the males, and you know she's holding her own. So she starts getting around that seven, and then I'm like, all right, there she is making a move, and I just want I don't want this four to beat her. That's on her back. But then, as you can see, kind of once she gets some room right there, she kind of takes off. So now she's taken off. So she's completely taken off. And it's almost to the point now, actually, where it looks like she might actually beat this three. Then Tyler's getting to work on that three, Tyler Miller, and just to remind him so that Noah doesn't catch up. But she had second all the way. She probably 53 and 1. She probably went, I don't have her mile up in front of me, but she probably went 53 and 1, 53 and 2. Actually, let's check it right now. She went in, uh, she went in 53 and 1. So that was a very, very impressive mile. Looks like last year the most she ever did was a 53 and 2, and that's with Joe Nelson. And that's Joe Nelson is Ron Burke's Plain Ridge trainer. That was in the Open at Plain Ridge. So she's a classy trotting mare. Um, Yeah, I tell you, these horses, they don't know. Some of them don't care that they're going against the boys, and she's just mowing them down. So, um, great job for everyone who got in on the Nola. Let's move on to the next horse, and next horse is Erin. The only thing to note about Erin is so she raced on Tuesday from the 8 hole. I'm not going to go through her replay, but she had the 8 hole. So basically, Jay Randall when he has the 8 hole, unless there's a specific reason, unless we're like, I don't know, odds on favorite or something from your 8 hole, he's basically giving them a trip around the track, which is fine. So that's what she got. She's got a trip around the track. She was really not really put any effort to do anything from that race. And then she got into for Tuesday this week, and she is in the 6 hole. So still not great, but it's better than the 8. And the field doesn't look too terribly difficult. So we'll see what happens. I'm really hoping she can be top 3 in there. So that's on Tuesday at Saratoga Raceway. Just Rose's luck. Um, Not sure if I'm gonna do the replay of Just Rose's luck. Um, just because, let's do the replay. For the heck of it, let's do the replay. Just Rose's left. The reason why is I want to show you what Jimmy Marone was doing, or what I think he was doing. So we had the 7 hole. This is her first race back from uh, uh, the layoff. She had about 2 months off, so there she is on the outside 7. And if you were watching her score down and everything that night, she was like really like on the bit. She was like really into it. So I'm not surprised she had her nose on the gate and was like trying to fly off the gate. That's why we got her. That's why we like her. So Jimmy blasts off the gate. He's trying to look for a spot. Then he's kind of pulling up here. He's pulling up here a little bit because he's kind of like, all right, I'm not going to do anything. And then right here, I don't know if you see my mouse moving right in front of this 3 in between the 4. He sees a spot there, and then he says, all right, I want to get into this spot. I want to get into this hole right here. Give me this hole. Give me this hole. Colin Cowley locked that hole right up. So we were done. I'm not even going to show the rest of this race because she was parked out the rest of the mile. And then that was it for just Rose's luck. You can't say she got around the turns nicely. She was healthy. She's powerful. The key is she's the same horse we got. She's powerful. Gets around the turns beautifully. Gate speed's still there. She still wants to go forward, and she's a great horse. So she is back on Tuesday. So she's racing in Tuesday. We have a lot of horses racing on Tuesday. So that is just Rose's luck, and good luck, everyone. But unfortunately, she has 7 posts again. So let's hope for a better turnout this time. Going to Vegas, nothing to note except that she will be in to qualify on Tuesday. So she's had that knee issue for a while, where she banged it really good in her last Excelsior race at Tioga. So she will be in. She's finally had knee swelling and everything, and she's been doing really well training miles. So Paul's going to he's going to put some equipment on her knees, like some bigger knee boots and things like that, so that if she does hit her knee again, it doesn't like bash it like that. And uh, that's it. Yeah, she'll be into qualifying on Tuesday, and then hopefully all goes well. She'll be racing in Excelsior again, and overnight races as well. And Paul thinks that she's fine and can hopefully continue to. She was actually doing really well. She made like 15 grand one month, 10 grand another month. So she was actually like making us pretty, or something like that, 15 grand, then like 3 grand. She was on a nice roll. So she has taken a. Sometimes people say like horses take these big jumps from 2 to 3, or sometimes they say they don't really take a jump. She took a really big jump, and I think it's because she's like a June foal, where like she went from being kind of like mediocre, I wasn't too crazy, to now she's like, all right, she's actually pretty good. She's I mean, she's not like some of our better horses like Money Man, things like that, but she's solid. So she turned into a solid trotting mare. She's not like a Nola, you know what I mean, who's like really good. So, but she's solid. And then the key with her is that she is not worth, but her broodmare value is her big thing. So she has a really amazing family, back of the neck, 6 hour, list goes on. So we'll see how that goes. Money Man, let's go Money Man next. Money Man, we can do his replay just for the Money Man. We don't have too many owners on Money Man, but we just didn't get a large piece of him. When he was a yearling, we only got like 25% total. So here's Money Man, the 5 horse. We have Sean Gray, and that 6 horse though is undefeated. So that 6 horse is 3-year-old also and never raced that 2. I think it's a tactical. I'm not sure what pedigree it is, but that 6 horse is undefeated. There's Money Man right here, getting to the front. And at this point, you're kind of like, wow, that six is all the way in the back, and we got Money Man, making his move to the front. So it actually looks like we're in good shape. And there he is sitting there. He doesn't have the the gate speed like Anola has more gate speed than him. He doesn't have like the I'm trying to think of a trotter that we have that has going to Vegas has a lot of gate speed, so he doesn't have her type of gate speed. Soho Skyfall doesn't have his type of gate speed. Ship's Revenge, but he has enough. So like that's why he's good on a 5/8 track or a mile track. He has enough that he can kind of hold his position and then brush, like in this case, brush to the front like this. So there he is in the front. Keep in mind, you probably can't see it here too well, but he wears a closed bridle. So remember, like I said before, the closed bridle. So he cannot see to the right, to the sides of him. He can't see behind him. So He can only see directly in front of him, like blinkers when you think of that in like thoroughbreds and stuff. So that's what he wears, and he's rolling here. 57 3/2 is uh, pretty solid. It's not like crazy or anything. It's just respectable. We can it's if you can do another 57 3/2, you should win or be close to winning. And there he is. There's that six making that big move. That six is undefeated. Moneyman sitting there. The problem here is here's the problem. The problem is Moneyman can kind of hear him, but he can't see him. So he can't see the six, and this six is just kind of hanging out there. You see that? We're behind him. We're in front of him. He's just kind of hanging out there. And then Bruce Ranger says, "All right, let's go." And then, of course, it looks like we win, but we get nipped on the wire. So, um, so that's Moneyman. He got nipped on the wire for a second time. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. So he didn't. He was in the box on Monday, but there was an owner conflict, so he couldn't race. He'll be back in the box on Wednesday for Monday next week. Not tomorrow. A week after tomorrow. Muscle Bar. He just raced. Came in sixth place, and yeah, he was okay. We got to figure out what we're going to do with him. Um, if that's the right class or whatnot. But we'll see how it goes. Just got to keep him rolling. So nothing really to note on his side. Ship's Revenge. Ship's Revenge. Let's watch her race because she actually did really well. Surprised there's so many ships in harness racing. Maybe there's like a breeder or something. So here we are with the 7 post. So we had the 8 post. No, we had the 6 post here. But we had the 8 post, 7 post. Now we have the 6 post, and this week we got the 5 post. And here she doesn't really get off the gate. So there she is right here at the 6 hole. She doesn't really get off the gate, but that's fine. That 5, I was expecting that 5 to be like heavily bet. I thought that 5 was going to be more like 1 to 5 or so, or 4 to 5 odds on. But he's actually like a decent price. So in hindsight, if you were betting, it's actually like a decent horse to bet at 9 to 5. I thought he was the best. She was the best horse in the race. But there's Ship's Revenge. She's just hanging out there in the 6 hole, and she's just doing her thing. That 7 is kind of like half in, half out. So that 7 kind of forced us out a little bit earlier than I would have hoped. But Jay Randall, he doesn't play around. When he has the horse that he likes, he's gonna put that horse in play. So there she is. Now I was hoping that 2 kind of moved out a little bit. The 2 was a favorite. I was hoping the 2 moved out and gave us cover, but I think the 2 thought that we were like a bomb or something, that we weren't gonna. In other words, I thought the 2 looks like he saw it was us, and then intentionally didn't get out because he didn't want to be behind what he thought was a long shot who was going to die in front of him. So, but as you can see by Ship's Revenge, she's still there. She's right there toe to toe with that 1. Gets around that turn beautifully. And look at this. She's actually making a move. That 1 is like desperate to get out, but Ship's Revenge is still there. I mean, we've been first over since before the quarter or something like that. And look at this. I mean, she's still there. She's still grinding. That 2, he's going crazy because he's like, man, I didn't realize that 6 was so good. I didn't realize Ship's Revenge was so good. But yeah, there she is making a move. And then Jay Rando asked for a little more. She held for third. So she's actually turned out really nice. There are still shares available. 19%. It's only $100 a share or $102 a share. And fits that class perfectly. You'll get a racehorse racing every week at Saratoga, where she has a chance to win every week, and she gets around the half beautifully. So that's kind of where we're going to target her. She fits some really low races at Meadowlands, so might do that at some point. But for now, it's just going to be like going to try. it's hard to find horses who get around the half so nicely, have the gate speed, have that quick acceleration. So she's good. So she worked out pretty well. All right, let's do Skybox. I don't have any water, so bear with me while I'm coughing all over the place. Um, Skybox, he and then Ship's Revenge is in on Tuesday with the 5 hole. Skybox, he's not in this week. He raced on Monday, came in second by flying at the wire. Here he is with the 1 hole, and he was, I think, 1-2 this race, so he was odds-on favorite, which is pretty good considering it was a $17,500 condition trot. And there he is with Drew Campbell with the 1 hole. Similar to Money Man, he doesn't have blazing gate speed, so he he can kind of protect his position a little bit. This is what I was not happy about, though. Like, I don't know, me personally, I would have liked to not let that 3 in front of him, but I see why he was doing it. You know, the 3 was 2-1, so you can figure that the 3 wouldn't want to stay on the rail, so you can get cover behind the 3 and go second over with cover. Um, so that was the plan here. It looks like, and things are going well. Skybox is cruising right behind him, and Skybox is 1-2 because he's a very good trotter. So this is like I said, $17,500 race. So it's pretty delicious purse that he's going for. And there he is behind the 3. He's kind of that 3, unfortunately, is not really moving as much as we hoped. Like we're really hoping that for a 2-1 shot, chasing down 11, 20, and 20-1, you'd think he would kind of catch up to him a little quicker. So he's kind of grinding his way up to that 6. Skybox is right behind him. He's starting to go into the second gear, and then once again that 3 kind of stops. So now it's like it's like, man, now we got to catch up 2 lengths on that 6 who's just been cruising this whole time. So goes 3 wide here, and he's actually now at this point he's more like 4 wide, 5 wide, and he's kind of drifting out a little bit. But as you can see here, he's drifting out, but he's still giving it his all. He's still giving it his all. He's still giving it his all, and boom, he gets second place. But that drift out is what we talked about. What in the email I sent, he has an abscess on his foot, on his hoof, his right front hoof. He had it. Paul reminded me he actually had it back as a 2-year-old as well. And basically, it's like a cyst that is putting pressure on his hoof, and it like hurts. It's like a hangnail or something, or you could say a cyst, where it kind of hurts when he steps on it. It's not painful, as you can saw how he he still got second. I mean, he's a warhorse. He battles through it, but it's very visible, and it's a minor thing. So Paul right now is just putting it in warm water every day in a tub, and putting like this white cream poultice on it every day. Basically trying to get that like cyst. It's gonna like basically explode at one point, and then once it explodes, all this like pus comes out, and then um, Skybox will feel amazing. Once that happens, he'll be like, wow. Like basically one day Paul will just show up to the barn, he'll just see like all this like pus on the hoof, and that's when he'll know that it popped. So that's what the story is with Skybox. And let's move on to the next horse so we keep this rolling. Skybox is in. He didn't go in this week. He should be in the box for next week, assuming that abscess uh, heals up or pops or blows, however the terminology to use. Here's Soho Skyfall. He's a 4-horse. He raced yesterday at Saratoga on their big night, their Garrity night. Now, the big thing to note here, though, is this is not a normal winner's over. So the New York Sire Stakes was in town, plus the Garrity, which is the Saratoga's biggest race. That 6 is not a Saratoga horse. That 6 is a Shane Tritton monster who usually races at Yonkers in like the high condition pacing ranks at Yonkers. So there's the 6 flying off the gate. There's Soho Skyfall. Jay Randall, could we have left? We could have. But look at, I mean, if we were to leave, we would have been, to the outside of the 3. So we would have been the 6. it would have been like a pretty fat. Like the first quarter was in 27-2. So if we were to leave, that would have been the first quarter in like 26 and change, and we still would have been like fighting for the lead, and then someone would have to retake. It would have been a pretty crazy first half. Was it the right move? I don't know. But anyway, keep in mind that six is a monster. That five right behind us, he's just kind of hanging out there behind. That five made like 500,000 last year. So that five is also another invader. I mean, it's Larry Stahlbaum who races at Saratoga a lot, but that horse has not been at Saratoga because that horse Rock and Roll Runa has been, I think he's been at like Plain Ridge and things like that in the Open over there. He's been, I think he might have raced earlier this year in like the Borgata, formerly the Levy in Yonkers. That is a really nice upper end condition pacer. So the six and the four, six and the five right off the bat are like super good. So to me, this whole race, there's Skybox making his move first over. I mean, we're so far behind. Look at that. We were like, what, 6, 7 lengths behind making the first over move. And the two couldn't even keep up. The two's like, wow, this is too fast. The one can't keep up. But there's Skybox. Not Skybox. There's still Skyfall. He's still going. And that five, I was kind of like, well, I kind of saw that five coming. I mean, he's just too good. But then at this point, I'm like, let's beat this one. Let's beat this one. Maybe beat that one. So 53, I think we went in like 54-2 or something like that, 54-1. The key to note here is don't that horse, the horse that we lost to, so the 6 horse and the 5 horse. To me, we were racing for third this whole race, and we came in fourth. So 6 and the 5 don't belong at Saratoga, so hopefully we don't see them there again. And then the 3, we've actually beaten the 3, or like really competed well with the 3, so we can compete with that 3 horse. And then yeah, Soho was great. So we'll see what happens next time. The draw is tomorrow. We're gonna hope that his race he does fit. Non-winners 9,500 if it fills. If not, we'll see if we can go back to this race and then see if hopefully you know those horses that are out of towners, hopefully they don't show up again in Saratoga. So because that wasn't a normal race. So if they weren't there, you can tell we would have been first or second. So but he raced well. I think we did like a 55-1 back half. So now we know that Soho Skyfall, he didn't do like 54 and change, which if he did 54 and change, I would have fell off my chair. That would have been like, wow, we got like a Yonkers open pacer type thing, Meadowlands open pacer type thing. But 55-1, solid, very solid, upper level condition pacer. He's gonna make plenty of money wherever we put him at Saratoga, at Yonkers, other tracks. He gets so well at the half. I'll probably keep him at the half. But yeah, he's a really nice racehorse. So let's move on to the next horse. Next horses there are, last but not least, is Two Pistolani. The only thing to note with her is she is in to go on Monday, tomorrow. She's racing tomorrow at Poconos. It's a pretty low level race, but there's one horse that looks pretty good in there, so we'll see how that goes. The one I think it has a rail, Joe Bongiorno horse. Um, but yeah, she looks like she fits well, and we'll kind of see how that goes. So anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed the videos, and it's been a pleasure. And talk to you soon. Take care.